talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
I'm up here now to tell you a bit about my dad, also known as Glyn Rambo, named after his adventures in Cambodia, riding through the jungle, sleeping and living off the land, on his favourite dirt bike, the Honda XR250R, which he had many. He converted them to 280s. He was an amazing mechanic and put his hand to anything, which obviously helped him build his empire. He told many stories he had with his old friends, John Owls, John Tiley, Colin Trapp, Mike Williams, Rose and Ken Arnold, Dickie Davis, Mary and Ken Roderick. Also his years at the round table, the boxing dinners and shows he attended. Glyn was owed money by a hotelier in the Isle of Wight. After many calls and letters, the man thought he had got away with it, but Glyn got his biker friends, rode over and got his money with no resistance. He wasn't only my dad, but he was also my best friend. So I'm sure I know most of his stories. If you know any stories, you can test me later to see if he told me or not. Over the years, the stories helped create the man I am today. He made sure I learnt from my mistake. He made sure I learnt from his mistakes. And he educated me the best way he could. Kept me on a straight and narrow. But working and living together had his downsides. When I would try to lie in or pull a sickie, he would come into my room and make me go to work. He also opened all my mail, so saying I had a dentist appointment was impossible. He loved the buses. Our adventures took us to many countries. Going to Augsburg, Austria was probably the wildest. We converted an old double-decker bus that drove there 50 miles an hour, uphill, downhill and round corners. It took us 36 hours only stopping for fuel. We had many adventures on the dirt bikes. Glyn was the founder of the Dirt Bike Rider, which later became the Welsh Rednecks. And he knew every part of the mountain, naming many of the hills which are still used today. He also invented the word donk and donking, which means maximum torque without wheel spin. All my friends were his friends too. John Bailey, Grant Williams, Bacon, Lord Wiley, Smarty and Fly. If I carried on with names and stories, we would be here forever. Dad was never a religious man, as far as I knew, but he did like Easter eggs and Christmas presents. A local priest said that's okay, it only means you're searchers. Most of you would have seen the photos friends have been placing on Facebook. Some where he was looking older, but the photo I put on was him stood by his Bentley was only 9 months ago. He started to look younger every day after that. I'm going to finish off with some of his last words to me. Glyn had a dry mouth. I asked him if he would like a Tic Tac. He turned to me and said, "Fuck right off." I looked at my sister and said, "That's a bit harsh, it's only a bloody Tic Tac." He smiled and said, "Sorry, I thought you said Kit Kat." While in hospital, the nurses would come and check on him. They would say, "How are you feeling, Glyn?" He would look up and say, "I'm bloody beautiful, thanks." It all happened so fast. He didn't really know what was going on. There was no way I was going to tell him. His passing was very peaceful, a memory my sister and I will cherish forever, as we were both holding his hands and telling him we loved him. My wife, son and mother later joined us, and we spent many hours talking to him till we knew he had left the building. When we shut his door and walked to the lift, we knew he was right by our sides. Believe me when I tell you he stood by my side now. I can feel his presence. He is watching the clock, making sure everything is running on time. One of our adventures took us to Finland. I checked the weather, it was going to be -6. So Joe got him plenty of layers so he would be comfortable. On the day we got there was a change in the weather. It was -27. Glyn said, "Fuck this, get me back on that plane." But after we put 2 ski suits on him, we managed to get him to stay. But the weather got even colder, the mercury hit in -39. As you can imagine, Glyn did not leave the hotel that day. He sat by the log fire, but he really enjoyed himself. So this is why we picked the cremation. You can't complain about the cold tonight, can you, Dad?
Side